I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do you know that this is misspelled here, or is that intentional?
This is not a way to start a video. I had these people in the mall, and I just grabbed it. Anyway, guys, do the 7-day serve challenge.
Challenge.
Challenge. It's like French. It's a French challenge.
Where's the accent?
All right, this is the official start of the video. But, well, that's spelled right.
It is. And you know what it says? Buffalo Bills.
Way to go, baby.
A little bit closer than it should have been yesterday, but all that matters is they're moving on.
Nice.
Got the Bengals next week.
Bengals next week. Well, good luck, Ben. I'll be rooting for you. Yeah, my Falcons were nowhere near to be seen. So let's get into this forehand video. Part number 3. If you've missed the first 2, I'll put a link somewhere around here. Look for it. You definitely want to check it out. So my question for you is, have you worked on it?
I have. I feel like quite a bit of the time, sometimes to my detriment, but I'm willing to accept a short-term step back or two in favor of a long-term greater success.
Okay.
So I think mentally I'm prepared to go through that for a while. When it works well, it really helps me out. When it doesn't, I also notice that almost immediately as well. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a question, because there's definitely been some people, and they're fans of yours. I think they're looking out for you. They're like, no, Ben, don't do it. You know, keep your game. Don't try and learn anything new or do anything new. You're perfect the way you are. You're going to mess your game up. What does that kind of get in your head a little bit? Go, well, maybe they're right.
No, because it's evolve or die.
Okay.
It's another tool. It's another thing that I would have available to me. It doesn't mean that I have to avail myself of it exclusively if I start to use it. But if I know that it's something I am capable of doing and I have the option of using, then I can certainly deploy it situationally, if nothing else.
Yeah, I definitely think you sprinkle it in. I mean, I love your game the way it is too. So I agree with the people out there in a sense. But I also love your line, evolve or die. I mean, that's great. That might be an email title, because that is so good.
All right.
All right, let's get into this video. What we're going to do is I'm going to, it's good to refresh the first 2 steps to see if you got it. The first video, we basically were working on the offhand, so I want to see how you're doing with that offhand.
All right.
Then the second video we're doing is we were adding a little bit. That's right. You already got, that's pretty cool. That lets me know he's already evolving, because remember in the second video, I always had to come and push the strings down. Now he just went right there. So he's already learned. I can see that right away. So we're working on the spin. And then today we're introducing like the modern forehand unit turn, getting the Nick Curious elbow up there, who withdrew from the Australian Open. Sorry, mate.
That. Yeah.
And let's go. Let's do this.
Let's
Enough
do it.
talking. Okay, Ben, so I'm just going to let you warm up. You're going to be back there at the baseline.
All right.
Don't worry or try and hit the ball hard. Just try and hit it smooth.
Okay.
And the first thing I want you to focus on, now if the second part is already there, great. But I'm just kind of looking to see how you're feeling about using that offhand and if you're able to load and things like that.
All right.
So have fun with it. Here it comes. Good start. Definitely see he's already getting more comfortable with that offhand. Good. Now the ball's going net, so he's got to get a little more legs lower. That's the way to do it. Come a little more forward into the ball. There you go. That's smooth. Ready. Good. I love it. It's already way better. And he's looking more relaxed, I think, than the first couple of videos already. You can see right there how he really is coming around. Good job.
Thanks.
You can tell this man works on his craft, because I think already much smoother, offhand much more involved. A couple more. Good. Last one. Good job. All right. So awesome stuff. One of the things we texted back and forth a little bit. One of the things that you said to me, which is normal when you're learning something new, you're like, oh man, I look so stiff, right? So robotic.
That's my life, not just my tennis.
But to me, it looks like you're looking a little more relaxed, a little more fluid. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, to some extent. Excuse me. But it ebbs and flows.
It ebbs and flows.
I mean, after yesterday, I'm much more relaxed than I would have been had the Bills not.
Right.
I'll try not to harp on it, but I am a diehard, so it comes out.
Come on, Bills. Come on, Bills. I got some tennis people out there who come visit me too from Buffalo, so
nice.
I like Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love the way that looks. I already like the spin and everything. I don't think we need to go. I think you've already got part 1 and 2.
Okay.
So I can tell you've been working on it. That's awesome. So notice you look more relaxed. Now, there's a couple things to going forward. Even if you're going to hit open stance, you're hitting most of these open, which I like open, but especially when we're feeding the ball underhand, if you can just come to the ball a little more, see?
Yeah, I can do that.
Come to the ball a little more
and
use a little more of your hips. What I like to think about is I like to pretend there's a punching glove on your hip, on your hitting side hip, and that you're punching in the ball, and you want to get a little more down and up, like you're going to give an uppercut.
All right.
So I just want to, before we teach you the next thing, I just want to see if you can do that a little more, because I know sometimes you're staying a little too tall.
Okay.
And that's why the ball is going in the net.
Right.
So especially if you're going to have your strings slightly facing the ground when you're bringing it back, you need to get the legs down. And as you're coming up, you hit, you collect the ball, and then the ball's gone, and you continue to rise up. So it'd be down, hit up, continue to rise up.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's try it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, here we go.
Right.
So let's see if we just incorporate a little more legs before we go into our lesson today. That's already better. Again. Love it. I love it. You guys can already see and hear the pop. Yes, he's getting a lot more pop on the ball. It's night and day from when we started. I don't know if you guys can really see that on camera, but that is way better. He's looking a little Rafa-like. Then he came up too soon. That's why I went in the net.
It's only because we're both left-handed.
That's right. Good. Last one. Good job. I love it. So proud of you.
Thanks.
Now, here's one thing. The more that Ben does this, probably a lot of people are saying, "Who's Ben? He's MEP." I wonder how many. That's a poll, guys. How many people know his name is Ben, or you just know he's MEP? What do you think out there? How many people know that your name is Ben?
I think by a decent, I would say probably 2/3.
2/3.
That would be my guess. Know that my name is Ben of the people that have watched the videos, just because by now there's been, I don't know, 30 or 40.
Right.
And my name's been brought up at least probably half of those. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know. Comment below. Do you know he's Ben or MEP?
Well, now they know.
Now they know. Now they know.
Secret's out.
So I thought that looked a lot better.
Thanks.
And just even these first 2 steps, this next one's kind of like icing on the cake. But if you just continue to practice like this and get more relaxed and your strings face the ground, and then you'll be able to experiment more with how long you stay with the ball and how much friction you put on the ball. If you want to hit the ball higher and heavier, if you want to drive it, like even some of those came a little higher with more spin, some went flatter. I'm not sure if you're doing that on purpose or not, but you can start to really play with that if you just keep this right here, the strings down, this setup, and you use your body the best that I saw since we've been doing our lessons that last round, really getting down and collecting. The more you get that feeling of exploding up to the ball, you'll be able to do a lot of things with it.
Okay.
Now, this next part, we might start to go back to looking robotic and everything like that because it's a new thing you're learning. So it might feel awkward again. We're starting to make you feel good. Now we're going to probably make you feel awkward again, and we're going to go into the unit turn. Now, what this can kind of do is it just, to me, is like shaking up a Coke bottle, right? It's like, and then it explodes. It can just really create a lot of power as you come out of the unit turn, and that's why you see so many pros, when they get set, a lot of them, is they're kicking their elbow up and out, and they're either leading the edge of the racket, the tip of the racket's either still pointing forward, kind of like Nick Kyrgios or Jack Sock, or like Federer or some other player, I think Nadal, they're here, either one. But so experiment which one you want. You either want this one or you want this one, but you want to hold on to the racket as long as possible. Feel that elbow kick back, and then what you want to do is you're holding there, and then when you get ready, the hip is going to initiate there, and you're just going to relax, and the racket will go into something they call a lag when you do it naturally. So it'll be here, then the hip initiates, and then you just relax the racket back. See that? So it's here to here, and then slingshot through. Okay.
Now, is the offhand purely for stability, or are you also guiding it back
I'm kind of pushing the racket back with my offhand. See,
okay.
So when you also, that's a great question, because when you push and you're using this hand, you're loading up that core. See? Right. So let's just see how that looks.
Okay.
Good. So let's just, I want you to stop at some point, like right around that bar. Your first move, either lead the racket tip forward, or another good tip is mirror, mirror. Like have it be mirror, mirror, where you're looking at yourself through the mirror. Good. Oh, that's pretty good. And then you want the elbow a little more out this way.
Okay.
And have the wrist up a little bit there.
All right.
Now he looks like Fed. Watch this guy from the back. Doesn't he look like Fed right there? So that looks pretty good. Now, what are you going to do from there? Initiate with a hip. Good. And go. Just like, yeah, that's pretty good. So, and your hip kind of went, when I say initiate, I want you to go here and then like sink down.
Okay.
Sink your booty down and then slingshot out of it.
All right.
Okay. Try that. Good. Not bad. Try and have this be a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Story of my life.
See that? So just having this, you know, you can do this at home by yourself. You don't necessarily have to do it today, but just maybe even practicing, just doing some swings to where it just like once you get started, you don't stop and just going through. And the more your hip makes that happen, the hip initiates and lets it go. We touched rackets there.
We did.
Okay, and one thing you're doing is you're coming back here. See how that's crossing the plane of your hip here? You actually want to put it out here to the side if you can, and then go.
All right.
Yeah, and then go. Good. Good. Looks good. Good. Let me just help you there a little bit.
Okay.
So once you come, so kick the elbow back, kind of like you're going to elbow somebody. Like, feel that?
Yeah.
That's your first move, right there.
Oh, you got rock hard abs. Oh.
Yeah. And then what you want to do is you want to relax there. See that? Relax.
Yeah.
Feel that? So kind of like bringing the racket butt to the iPad there, and then letting it go.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, dude, that looked good.
All right.
Do that again. Kick it. No, remember first thing, elbow.
All right, elbow.
Yeah, and then, oh, yeah.
All right.
And then try and have it go all at once. Yeah. Dude, that's starting to look good.
All right.
See, and believe it or not, I'm already convinced he can do this just based off his shallow strokes getting a little more smooth. And really, although I know you guys don't want to see it, and he probably doesn't want to do it, I would be happy just doing shallow strokes for an hour, not even hitting the ball. If you watched King Richard, those girls who have amazing form did not hit a ball for 2.5 months. The coach made them do shallow swings until they looked like Venus and Serena. Then he's like, okay, now you can start hitting a ball. Okay, so do you think you're ready for me to feed you a ball?
I do.
So let me give you the choice. You can either be in ready position and try and kick it up and go, or if you feel more comfortable, you can start in the unit turn and then go. What do you think you want to try?
Probably ready position, because that's more representative of what I think I would be doing.
Okay.
Match.
Well, let's see how it goes. So the first, remember, you're going to lead back with a high elbow. Okay, here we go. Remember, holding on to the racket and not bad. Now, great hit.
Okay.
He went straight down. Now, again, remember, guys, long term, he might look back at this video and go, you know what? I'm just going to go straight down. You know, this, you don't have to do this. This is slightly a stylistic choice, but it also has benefits. So there's nothing wrong with this, what you just did there, coming straight down. But let's just try and hold on the racket and push up. So
all right,
right there and then go. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
So hold on the racket, kick up. Yes. And go. That looked nice.
All right.
Holding on the racket. Good. Now, those were both good shots. The first one, and I say this because I don't know if you guys can tell just off watching on video, the first one had more pop because he was able to hold on the racket longer and then let it go like a slingshot. The second one, he brought it up, but then he separated too soon, and then it was still a pretty good hit, but didn't have as much power. So I think that first one, you're starting to feel the benefit. If you can kick up and hold and then initiate the hip and let it go, that's how you're going to hit the ball the hardest with the least amount of effort.
Okay.
So see if you can kick it up and hold on the racket as long as possible. And then go. Not bad. Again. You're separating too soon.
All right.
Hold it up there. Hold it up there. That's better. That's better. That was pretty good. Right? Hold it up. Good job. Hold it up. Good. And he's getting much better here. Now that you're getting better with this feeling, really connect this feeling to the hip. If you can connect this feeling to the hip and get your legs lower, you're starting to stand up straight again.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to feel like this, like you're coming here, up and back, and then go.
All right.
So include more of that body. Okay, ready? Here we go. Right? Yep. Holding on that racket. Good job. That's nice. Holding on that racket. Good job. Ready? Holding on that racket. Good. I love what I'm seeing. This dude, I'm telling you what, he's going to hit a forehand winner right in your face. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at it because I like what I'm seeing. We're going to take a look at it on the coach's eye to see where we're doing, what we're doing right, and if there's anything that we want to change, or maybe it's just perfect the way it is. Just like Ben is. He's perfect the way he is. All right.
You flatter me.
All right. So I'm just picking, I just literally stopped the camera, just kind of flipped it. This is pretty cool right here. So we can see you're already doing that. Right there, holding the racket real nice. You actually might even want to have the angle of your wrist go up a little more like that.
Okay.
So do you see, I'm showing him off. He's looking at, you see what I mean? I just have it flex a little more with that. But overall looks pretty cool. Let's get in close here. So you're coming here, coming down. Let's zoom out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Racket face a little, see that right there?
Yeah.
So if you watch the pros, you're going to see this top edge. Let's see if I can draw on it. Like as soon as that ball's gone, you never really see the racket flex open. It starts to be turning over right away. So that's something long term you want to work on.
Turning the racket over sooner?
Well,
in the stroke?
It's actually, you're not necessarily forcefully turn it over, but if you look at it visually, as soon as the ball's gone, you're going to start to see the racket. You'll basically start to see the top of someone's hand rather than the palm. You see, you're kind of like showing the palm of your hand a little bit.
Okay.
You see, and if you hit the ball right, that's not going to affect the ball. It's still going to go in. But I call this move, what you're doing, a little bit of a tweak move.
Okay.
So when you tweak, this is when if you tweak at the wrong time on impact, the ball will fly into the fence. But the pros, you see their racket basically turning over. They're not physically manipulating the wrist to turn over, but it looks like that on video. So you want to see the edge leading after you hit. Now, you see, now you're starting to see, you just basically did that look. See how long it took you to incorporate that look? See, now you're kind of doing what I'm talking about. It's kind of what a pro would look like at that point. What's that?
Late bloomer.
Late bloomer, yeah. And great follow through. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, so will you be quiet, B2? All right. So anyway, I love this. This looks really good right here. That looks awesome. Okay, so that looks really good. Now, one thing I want you to look at your offhand, how soon it kind of separates from the rest of the body and starts to sling out this way. So I'm going to give you one tip. Okay. Kind of like training wheels. I want you again. Remember how we started to work on catching the follow through, kind of working them together. All right. So they're working a little too independently, but overall, I mean, you're getting it. You're coming along pretty good. So let's just finish with those, and then we'll wrap up. Any thoughts?
So in order to not feel like I have to separate too quickly, in order to execute the stroke, should I be coming back more quickly?
No.
Okay.
What I want is basically you hold. I like to call it the love story. I'll show you on video, but basically it's here, and then they separate, and then the female's playing hard to get, and the guy's chasing the whole way through, and then they catch.
Nice.
Kind of that idea. I'll show everybody on video what I'm talking about. about.
All right.
Okay, guys, so the love story I was talking about with Ben, now you're going to see the pros, right? And I think this is where a lot of recreational players get into trouble with. You're going to see like Rafa, when he gets ready to hit, he's going to come here, and you're going to see him really stretch across his chest, and his hand's going to come in here, and he's going to rip across. But I have found through teaching countless people when they try and copy that, especially if this is new to them. Now, there's like a high-level junior, they're just been doing this, and they can hit a forehand in their sleep. I don't mind that. But typically when I see people trying to learn this new modern stroke and they do this, they tend to separate, pull off the ball. They don't have very good contact. So I like to teach the love story where you're here, you're holding it, then you come here. Now what's happening is the dominant hand is chasing the whole way through. And at contact, they're kind of close together in your mind. You want them to be close together in your mind, and then they follow each other all the way through and then catch. I like that idea because that way you're tracking the ball well with your body, and you're rotating and coming all the way through. And you can have a really good connection when you do it right.
Now explain to us why you call it the love story.
Female, guy, and they're in love, right? She's playing hard to get, and at the end, they catch up and get married.
Ah, okay.
Love story.
Very well.
Happily ever after. Let's see if you can make a happily ever after forehand.
I'll do my best.
All right, so let's see if we can build on what we've already learned and just add the love story to finish. Remember, you're kicking back with that elbow and holding on the racket as long as you can. Ready?
All right.
Kick back. Good. Oh, that's nice. Again, kick back. That looks awesome. Kick back. Good job. That's nice, dude. One more. Oh, that's a bad feed by the coach or a bad ball. Good. Big body right here. Good. One more. Ready. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So anyway, to wrap up this video, how did you feel about that today?
It's a lot to incorporate, but I felt like it was coming along pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes in a match because so much of it is the internal battle between trying to hit the best stroke possible and trying to execute it in the amount of time that you have.
Yeah.
And it feels like it takes a lot of setup and thought to get to that point in what we just learned.
Yeah.
But it's what conscious competence is what you call it. We're trying to get from there to unconscious competence. So that's in part 11, I think. Where
that's part 11. Right? I have no problem going to part 11. So here's my one thought. Ben lots of times keeps talking about going to the match because he's a gamer, okay? But I really hope, I don't know, I don't have a camera in his house. I really hope he's doing shadow strokes at home, you know, coming out, maybe just even having the ball bounce to him, or you can even pitch a ball into the wall. We've got a wall here. You know, throwing the ball into the wall and just hitting one shadow stroke and letting the balls go into the net, not even trying to maintain a rally. The more you isolate it, you take as many variables out, you're going to get a lot better at this faster. The more you're like, I'm just going to try and think about it when I'm hitting with friends and doing it in matches, you're going to get it, but you're going to be frustrated, and it's going to take longer.
Yeah, you're right about that. I appreciate that you brought out the tiny mic again. I find it's really helpful in trying to make small talk.
It is. It is. All right. Well, Ben's got a match here, so we're gonna wrap up. You guys like this video? If you missed part 1 and 2, I'm gonna put links in the card section. If you know what the card section is, like a little eye in the corner. I'll put them in the description box. Definitely subscribe. Definitely go to Tennis Troll. Do you have any matches coming up on Tennis Troll?
We got some we're trying to put together. Subash has been traveling a lot, but I think he's going to be back. And if the weather cooperates, we've got a couple things in the works that we're eager to put together and make them happen.
All right, cool. All right, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video.